G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. We're on episode 12½, which means another recap episode. We have a whole week's worth of content to cover, and I'm going to try and cover it as quickly as possible. So, a couple of things you're going to notice. One, we have a rocket solo. We have a rocket solo because in 7 hours and 33 minutes, or 7 hours and 30 minutes, which is a lot faster than I thought, we managed to get a rocket built. Now, you might say that's a very, very long time. I've seen speedrunners do it now in sub 2 hours. And I'd say that's nice for a speedrunner. This was not a speedrunner base. This has lots of things that speedrunners never do. One of them being like red belt. I have reams and reams of red belt. I have steel smelters. Steel furnaces, which again is something that, like in a speedrun, you just don't do. I know that. In fact, I actually did a speedrun quite some time ago. I will actually hopefully remember to link a link in the top right hand corner to the playlist where I did a speed run, which I think I got like 5.5 hours, which was pretty bad, I do have to admit. I didn't have any practice, because I didn't want to practice. I just wanted to go in blind and just say, yeah, I tried it once, and this is what I came up with. And if you've been watching the channel for quite some time, I had some sort of injury that I still seem to have, like 6 months later, in my right wrist that has got better, but has not gone away. And at the time I had to do the speed run, it was critically bad. I was actually meant to be taking a week off or 2 weeks off from the computer in the channel, and instead decided to do a speed run, which was probably the dumbest thing I could have done. But I did it. I was happy with it. Well, I was reasonably happy with the time. And yeah, the link and the video is in the top right hand corner, and it's permanently there on YouTube for your watching satisfaction. Now, what's going to happen with the series? Well, we got the rocket solo done. So in theory, that means the series ends and we move on to the subscriber special, which is still the working name, although I've had some really good suggestions. But keep them coming because none of them's really clicked. I think it's going to be an amalgamation of some of the names selected. So we're going to stick with the series at least for another week. Only because there's a bunch of things I really want to have done. I'd like to finish off the tech tree. Not all the tech tree, but definitely all the base game. I want to have all of vanilla done, which means, like, you know, the Coverix process, which is not cheap, you know. Logistics slots, like all the logistics slots. Fusion reactors, Power Armor Mark II. We're going to settle with Mark II. I don't need Mark III. Mark III is a later problem. I want to have all the research done, atomic bomb, basically all of it. So it's probably going to be another week, maybe 2 weeks. We'll see. On top of that, I want to continue to upgrade the base. I want to have the last of the recipes unlocked so we can use the bigger and better blueprint of the warehouse, dump it down. At which point, that blueprint will actually be down in the description below. On top of that, probably when I'm done, I think I want to release all the blueprints as a blueprint book. There was actually a really good suggestion in episode 1, I think it was JD's Italian cookbook, or spaghetti cookbook, something like that, which was the original suggestion for a blueprint book back in episode 1, and I think I'm going to steal that name. So yeah, I'm going to spend at least a week just doing upgrades, getting the base running efficiently. On top of that, we're going to need modules, so I'm going to start a module production. In saying that, currently I have no plastic because I have lots of oil, which did get increased this week all the way down to basically as long as I can make the build. I think there's going to be some experimenting next week, getting some of these belts out of the way and trying to expand it further, along with moving the miners, all the miners closer to their corresponding ores. Maybe not. Copper, definitely. Yeah. There's going to be some rearranging of things and trying to claim some more room to increase our refinery capacity and probably start playing with modules and beacons in oil just to get petroleum running a little bit better so we have plastic, because that's one of the main constraints at the moment. On top of that, this week we put in a path. We put in a path to start getting through the base a little bit faster. Also managed to get myself Power Armor Mark I with a couple of exoskeletons. Really want Power Armor Mark II, let's be honest, along with plenty of exoskeletons. We also, this week, finished off the rest of science. So we had our robot build, which where we left things last week. We managed to get production science, utility science, our blue circuit build, along with solar panels, accumulators, and finally rocket control units. As you saw earlier, the Refineries got expanded. We managed to get some rocket fuel being made. We are just siphoning off yellow science. We were just siphoning off whatever low density structures we had, which was none. So I doubled the length of the build and then doubled it again, and now it's potentially using 2 belts of copper. Not that we have any plastic to feed it, to get it up and running. So yeah, this week's going to be full of base upgrades. Lots and lots and lots of base upgrades. Like, we maxed out power twice last week, so again, power's got to be corrected. Maybe nuclear power's on the cards very soon. Uranium. Oh, there's uranium out there, which means we can finally say hello to some of the biters. Unfortunately, I thought I was okay with the biter settings. They haven't even shown up. Like, they've been really a waste of time and effort. I'm a little bit sad that I didn't look at the tree coverage in depth. I just went, oh yeah, it's a green map, that's good. I didn't realize how many trees there were. So the biters haven't even shown their face. In fact, I think it was last week I only managed to craft an SMG, and I haven't even moved the ammo across. It's been that quiet around here. So a week of upgrades, a week of improving the base, trying to get everything probably onto red belt. Like, we did expand gears. Gears got maxed out to 2 red belts worth, and then doubled again out to 4 red belts worth of iron, which should give us plenty gears. We've got at least, hopefully, 2 lanes of gears running out into the bus. That's another thing. Probably going to be abusing productivity modules an awful lot, just to start saving us raw resources, which is going to mean lots and lots more power. It is probably also going to mean we start tapping other coal reserves, just because at the moment all my eggs are in one basket, so to speak. So that's the plan going forth for the next week's worth of content. Like, upgrade the base, upgrade the base, upgrade the base. Oh, at the same time, rearrange the bus, because I don't think I'm happy I've got coal. I've got brick and stone on the same belt. I actually think I need 2 belts, or a full belt of brick, and then possibly, if we're going to push science further, a full belt of stone, because stone does go into purple science, wherever the hell that is. Purple science to make the railways, to make the actual pots. So there is a potential we could start using a lot of stone. What do you use currently? 12. So that's actually more than what I'm supplying it. So yeah, there's brick on the stone line. You did well, base. You did well. In fact, yeah, there's brick on there, so the last one's not running. Great, well, let's go fix that whilst we're here. So yeah, there is definitely a whole bunch of things I need to do to improve the base, and just generally just shore up the walls before we expand into the subscriber special. The other thing I'd like to do is I'd like to get modules up and running. That's Mark 2 and Mark 3. Obviously, one for some power armor, Mark 2, because we did get power armor Mark 1 built, but it's power armor Mark 1. You know, it's if you have to, Mum, sure, but let's be honest, we'd all prefer Mark 2s. So yeah, the plan is to get those up and running as well, or that up and running as well in the coming week. Get a full power armor, full of legs, full of robots, probably a second one for combat. We'll see whether we need one, because the biters are being boring, and yeah, like I said, I just didn't look at the tree coverage and realize how thick the tree coverage was. So yeah, that's going to be the plan for next week. This is going to be a fairly short video because it was a busy week. There was a lot to do, but now it's all about planning for the future. So many upgrades, many tweaks, lots of use of modules, way more power. Actually, I'm probably even going to consider automating power, just that way I can blueprint down more as we need them. So automating my steam engines and my boilers, just chewing up whatever we've got in the way of stone furnaces in storage. There's probably a lot of them now that we've upgraded all the smelters to steel furnaces. Hook up the extra 2 lanes of steel, bring them out as well, so that way we technically have a full red belt worth of steel. Yeah, like lots and lots of tweaks, lots of little things like that. I'm really happy with the waterfall method for all the belts. That seems to be doing fine. Oh, and the other thing I want to do is, because we have a whole bunch of brick, and hopefully, where do we end up doing? Water. Here. Hopefully, no, there's no concrete whatsoever. Okay, maybe extend the concrete build out a fair bit, and then hopefully start actually concreting the world, because that was one of the things in the last series I really, really liked, that we had reinforced concrete, but I was happy to was just like bricks, concrete, anything to just give that little bit of extra run speed. I'd really like the refined concrete, but that's probably not going to happen for a while. So yeah, start concreting the world. We're not worried about pollution. Pollution's not going to be an issue, you know. The further it spreads, the more happy the biters get. We'll just deal with the biters when we get to them. Anyway, that's going to be it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you enjoyed it. Remember, next week, we're going to start with the upgrades. At the same time, we're still heading towards that subscriber special series. So if you haven't clicked the subscribe button, especially if you're watching this video and you've watched all the ones during the week, I would really appreciate it if you click the subscribe button. It also means that you get to be featured in the subscriber special series when it starts up, which should be hopefully the end of next week. Maybe we'll push it for another week. I don't think this series is going to go longer than 4 weeks, but it's possible. When that series starts, it's all going to be about you guys. So I'm doing something special for every single subscriber that's on the series. On top of that, any contributors, so that being Twitch subscribers or Patreon members, any supporters of the channel are going to get something a little bit better, a little bit more, a little bit higher commendation or recognition for the support they give to the channel. So, as always, there is a link in the end of the video and probably right about now to my Patreon if you wish to come along and support the channel. But with that said, I think that's everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. And I'll see you guys next week for more of Rocket Rush. Maybe we can get a second rocket off in the next week. Actually, it doesn't seem too hard. Anyway, that's it. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Bye.